Hello dear students, welcome again in our new video. This is for standard 10th NCERT book First Flight. Okay, standard 10th English HL. The book name is First Flight, the book 1. Okay, and we are having 10 units in that book, and we are going to have the first unit and the second poem of the first unit. And previously we have learned about the first poem, Dust of Snow. Right now we are going to learn about the second poem of first unit, Fire and Ice. A beautiful poem by an American poet, Robert Frost. He is very well known poet. To have a poetry like this, okay, by personification or the alliteration FOS he is using in his small kind of tiny kind of poems, and he is giving, or he rather used to give a good message to the society. Okay, so right now we are going to learn about the poem first units, second poem, Fire and Ice. Actually these two opposite conditions are there, fire and ice, and you can see in this poem we are having two stanza. Okay, and can you see this? I'm having habit to write this. So in our first video I just told you that my students, they are using pencil all the time to write some specific words, some word meanings, okay, some special kind of notes, like in this poem FOS, figures of speech. 3 figures of speech Robert Frost has used in this poem, so we can have the idea of that also in our grammar section. What is the figures of speech? The rhyming scheme is there. Okay, see, I have written over here, I think you can see clearly the rhyming scheme, how the poet has framed the poem. Okay, so we are going to learn about the poem. In a situation there is a fire and ice in the world. Okay, so we are having really good meaning of these two words. Robert Frost has suggested us about the thing. Fire, it means desire. A human being is having endless desires in his life, in his soul, in his mind. Okay, and another one is ice, head. Same thing. Okay, by the way of fire and ice, Robert Frost is suggesting that what should be happening in the world, or what is happening in the world, by the fire or the ice, the desire or the happiness of the human being. One day, in both situations, the world is going to end, world is going to die, world is going to perish. Okay, so like this he is going to suggest us. And suffice, sufficient, enough. If we are having something sufficient, then we don't have to be greedy for the anything. Okay, so let's start with the poem Fire and Ice, an American poet, Robert Frost. Sometimes, see, in the board exam, okay, in the board exam, the comprehension questions are asking them, who is the poet of this poem? So you have to be very careful about these things also. And in my habit, all the time, okay, I'm suggesting, I'm giving little bit brief of the narrator or the poet for the units and for the poems. So you have to be careful about this. You have to be right over here. Okay, so this is American poet. While you are answering the questions, you should start like this. In the poem written by Robert Frost, an American poet, Fire and Ice, suggesting is that, like that, if you are going to start your answer, then you should impress the paper checker. Okay, you should gain more marks. The impression should be fine, very good one. Okay, so we are going to start now. I think you all are having the same textbook, and you are also going to learn with me. You are also going to read the thing. Okay, the first stanza, first line. Some says the world will end in fire. Okay, some people or somebody, they are saying that Robert Frost is suggesting with the group, that The one day the world will going to die. This is the thing. This is the perfect thing, that world is going to die. But how? In first stanza, it is about the fire. Fire, it means desire. The human being is having lots of endless desires, and just because of that, our world is going to end one day. Okay, there are limitations for each and every thing. Okay, but our desires, human beings' desires are endless. To have something, okay, we are wasting our nature to have something for luxury for our life. Okay, we are very greedy personalities. We human beings are very greedy for our little bit benefit. We are wasting natural things, you know. So this is the kind. Some says in eyes. Some few people also suggesting that the world is going to end, perish by human beings' eyes, the fatness. We are having a World War One. Okay, in past we were having World War Two. Recently, Russia and Ukraine, they are fighting to each other, and some other countries also, they are not having peace in their country, outside the countries, on the borders. Okay, so fatness of the thing is going to end, is going to perish. I'm suggesting all these things. You have to write in your answers these kind of words. Then again, see, in 10th standard and 12th standard, in both examinations, the impression of the students is working very finely. While paper checkers are checking the papers, you have to write something extra. You have to write something extra way. You don't have to write the large answers, but some with some specific words, some specific signs, you can impress your paper checker. Okay, so I'm suggesting these things that you can use like this, and you can have good marks. Okay, from what I have tested of desire, Robert Frost is suggesting what about the desire, what about the fire, what is I'm having to test for that. Robert Frost is thinking that desires are endless, and one day the reason of the end of the world should be the desire. Okay, I hold with those who favor fire. Maybe I am also standing in that way. Okay, that I am also thinking with that group of the people that who is believing that the fire is going to end the world one day. Okay, in second stanza, but if it had to perish twice, otherwise there is a chance, we don't know it's happening or what, but there is a chance to perish, to die, to end for the world twice. Okay, the another way is eyes, the head of the human being. Okay, I think I know enough of head. But Frost is telling that I am knowing about the eyes, the headness of the person. Okay, the personality, the human being, that it is also enough to end the world. To say that for a destruction, eyes is also great. That eyes is also suffice. Eyes is also enough to destruction, to destroy the whole world. Okay, and in the last line, and would suffice, and it is also sufficient to end. Two-way world would be ending. Robert Frost is suggesting that. Now, the reigning scheme. See, in figures of speech, another very important topic of the grammar, we can have reigning scheme, or we can have the idea of the same. Here, reigning scheme is ABA. The first line with A, second line is B, and third line is A. Fourth line A, B, C, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and B, C, D, 7, 8, and 9. So this is the reigning scheme, and the Robert Frost is having really good poem, good message with these poems. Very small, very tiny kind of poems and with good messages. We are having one or two very important questions in that. In our next video, we are going to have exercise for that. Till then, you have to write this word meanings in your notebook, this heading and the rhyming scheme and the FOS, figures of speech. Okay, we are going to have exercise in our next video for the same. Till then, goodbye, have a nice time. Thank you.